All right. What did the live crowd think of the Acclaimed entrance and video with Captain Insano and the fake Keith Lee and Swerve on the toy telephone thing?
Well, I can definitely confirm that the Acclaimed are kind of like the most over people they have there right now. I mean, just the fact that they're coming out or they're doing anything, it wakes up the crowd. They really did. They really did wake up for this. They liked the video because, the thing with Captain Insano, it's like in the sweet spot of their audience. Their audience is, kind of older millennial or Generation X kind of age range. And these are people, everybody knows the movie The Waterboy. It's kind of at this point like a nostalgia thing. And so that people liked it. It was entertaining, but then the match killed everybody. It did. It not just killed the crowd, it killed the crowd for the rest of the show. I was talking to someone else about this.
Oh, now come on. Now, wait a minute. This could have been one of those things like Murder on the Orient Express where there's a bunch of suspects here on who killed this show. But for the people who didn't watch the program, and you are out there, believe us, people who didn't watch the program, the Acclaimed make an entrance live, but then they pitch to a video on the screen, and they're dressed up as interviewers, broadcasters, and they're interviewing Big Show, Paul White, who's Captain Insano, and then a fake Keith Lee and Swerve. They looked like Young Rock characters, right? Like Young Rock this weekend, the Nation of Domination. If I was Ron Simmons and D'Lo Brown and fucking Godfather, I'd sue for these pudgy fat fucks that they had perpetrating them. But a fake Keith Lee and Swerve call in on a toy telephone, and then they're suddenly all rapping on the beach, is what I got. And the people loved the Acclaimed. And this was not necessarily my cup of tea, but they loved them being there live. They loved them doing the video and mocking the heels. Okay, that's fine.
Yes, people eat out of their hands. They really do.
But then, like you said, here comes Swerve. And does Keith Lee ever show? Was he there in the building? Was he ever seen live?
He was never seen live, and I can't imagine they would just have him lurking in the back and not coming out.
So he never shows up for work. He's, but as soon as Swerve comes out, Billy Gunn tackles Swerve in the aisle, and all the referees immediately swarm. Now, sometimes we can have a full-on gang riot with flamethrowers, and not referee one will come out. But as soon as the manager tackles one guy and oh shit, goddamn, we got to stop this. Fucking people could be killed. But remember, Billy, like 3 weeks ago, was kidnapped by Swerve and apparently had one of his fingers, if not cut off, then poorly treated by Swerve's pliers. But then the following week on TV, Billy was in the ring for his birthday celebration, happy as a fucking pig and poop, but now he's still mad. Continuity.
Well, somebody reminded him that he was supposed to be mad at Swerve the following week. After
it could have been us on the program.
Yeah, maybe. That was very jarring to me when he came out for that birthday thing, and they just acted like nothing happened. But his hands were still wrapped up, so they acknowledged that something did happen. But he was apparently okay with it. He was in good spirits. They didn't even explain to you how he got out of it, but now he's mad again. He's mad.
He was waiting to get the bandages off before he tackled Swerve. But anyway, so Billy's gone, and they had a single match with Swerve and Anthony Bowens, and of course, jump start. So they start out at 100 miles an hour, and good luck keeping that pace up, especially on this program when everybody does it. And quite a while later, Swerve won with a convoluted finishing move that's going to fuck somebody's lower and or upper back up one of these days. Because the margin for error is slim on landing on the guy's head. And also, even though when you're not taking a flat back bump, when you're landing on your upper back with your knees over your shoulders, then you're taking a move that's going to fuck your back up. But the match did not live up to, I can't say live up to that. There was no hype for this match. The match didn't gel. It didn't come across live or on Memorex. Right?
It came out of nowhere. You know, like I said, they loved the promo when they first came out and the rap they did. They loved the video, which I thought it was very funny. I mean, they really, I don't know. I thought it was funny, but they buried Strickland and Keith Lee like 6 feet under in that video. I mean, it was hilarious, but they have really made them into I don't know, like complete objects of ridicule. I don't know if that was their goal, because I know with Swerve, you know, the part of his whole thing is he's supposed to be this really cool guy, you know, like that's part of his character is he's really kind of cool and, you know, he's on the cutting edge, and they sort of now have turned him into just a laughing stock. The match itself, and I mean, that's not necessarily a bad thing if that's how you want your heel to be perceived, but it's just definitely a big shift. But the match was, I mean, the crowd was deflated because you had Bowens lose the match and in a very decisive way. And, you know, they were ready to cheer for him. And then when he got hurt, it really did throw things off. There was, I don't know if you saw or heard it, but apparently he did hurt his shoulder in the match. And he
ended up in a sling on
right.
social media the next day.
I wasn't sure watching it at first if it was just kind of part of the match because he's favoring his shoulder, especially because Strickland kept working on the shoulder, which is insane if you think about it. But I'm telling you, there was something that happened. He took a shot on his shoulder, and I don't think it came across on television, but you could hear. I know you hear audible snaps and cracks all the time.
Oh,
they're always slapping themselves, so you can never tell when it's real. But you could hear a very distinct kind of a crack or a snap. And I don't know if it was a rotator cuff or something, but from that point on, he was just in a world of misery.
I can tell you from personal experience that it's sick and it makes you ill, but a ligament snapping, like an ACL in your knee, sounds like a broomstick.
Well, that's what it probably was then.
Well, but you know, something in his shoulder. No, I don't know all about these things, but goddamn, if your body is popping and cracking without being self-slapped, that's not a good sign.
Right.
And honestly, with the Acclaimed, they've got something here, but these guys are green. Put them in tag team matches, have them win on TV and keep them short, and do an angle for your pay-per-view where the most dedicated audience will be watching and paying, and then you can give them a little more freedom because that's also going to be the most forgiving audience. But when they keep putting them in long matches or singles matches, split, and then beating the babyface clean with a finish, which somehow seems to be popular these days.